Towers of Doom, game on. So we got the Akatsuki back, everybody. The Raiders, after a successful 2-0 victory over the Cats, now going up against another opponent. I like the confidence, by the way. I gotta talk about this in just a moment, but just to catch everybody up here. So we are in the second qualifier for Meta Madness. We have currently 8 heroes that are pre-banned for the entire qualifier. Once that we're heading into tournament number 3 and number 4, more heroes will be banned consecutively, progressively, as we're heading into the playoffs. But in addition to this rule, obviously, you can also only play a hero once. So the entire thought process behind this is that teams are being forced to think a little bit outside of the box. And we already see this in the first and the second qualifier. But I can promise you, once that the more heroes are pre-banned, this process is just going to be accelerated so quickly, and it's going to be awesome. We already have seen Chokal bans, plays, Murky, Abyssa, and more. Teams are, of course, trying to get into the playoffs, where we have a total prize pool of $2,000, fully set up by me this time. We don't have a big sponsor or anything, so I'm providing the prize pool for Meta Madness number 8. We've been running this tournament for a long time, and I honestly plan on running it for a long time, even if at some point I expect to be casting a whole lot of Stormgate. But now that we're going into our first map, the one thing that surprised me a bit is that... Oh, it didn't surprise me, but it was a pleasant conversation. The Raiders actually went to the admin and they said, like, okay, what are the rules around us getting a break? And the admin just, well, you tell us when you need a break and we're going to give you a reasonable time and you just talk to us. And so they said, like, yeah, can we have a 10-minute break? And I was like, yeah, of course you can have a 10-minute break if you want one. And then they were like, yeah, but we're thinking we're taking the 10-minute break after the next round. So they come in with full confidence that they're now going to just body the Akatsuki, kick them out of the tournament, and then they're going to take their 10-minute break. So, yeah. I like the confidence. I love it. I just want to see if they can actually do that. Maybe they meant the next map. Not sure, but the way that he phrased it, it was, yeah, after the next match. We're just going to kick the Akatsuki out real quickly, and then we're going to be good to go. So, Maiev makes it through the draft. That is interesting already. Now, there is something to note here, though. Usually what happens is that Maiev gets banned against the Akatsuki. In this case, they had first pick, first ban. So they let Maiev go through, but before Ultralisk can take it for himself, they just pick it away. Good way to deal with Ultralisk here. Also, really nice combo with Stukov that they already established. Tether straight into the Lurking Arm. And we have now, with Garrosh, one of Johan's best hero here that they can play as well. Still a little bit bummed that we have the Vikings banned, but again, we've seen them so many times, also played here by Sven, that it makes sense to get rid of them. Now, in addition to that, he can, of course, at some point bust out his Samuro, which he has done a few times already. I'm still curious what we're getting for the top lane after the Copenhagen has now picked Dehaka. And Copenhagen today had already some insane Dehaka plays. I mean, damn, the man has popped off on some of these. So, yeah. I want to see if he can do that again. Masquerade with Muradin, Malfurion taken by Banana Age. Lot of, yeah, CC, Stormbolt, the Tongue, Wailing Arrow later, of course, for another Silence. Banana Age with a quick root on the floor, laying down the lawn here. And over on the red team side, the final 2 picks. So, what's it gonna be for Nano? Particularly him. Are we gonna get, again, Chromie? Together with Maiev and Stukov here? Is that gonna be the pick for them? And the answer is no. But we get Samuro. We get Samuro and we have Junkrat. Alright. So, Junkrat is in. We get Samuro on top of that too. And that leaves us with Ultralisk as the final pick now. And it is Sergeant Hammer. Alright, Hammer time. Ultralisk with Hammer in game number 1. Also hero that has been banned, particularly on the first day of the second qualifier a lot. But now we have her on the first map. Yeah, and I kind of like this. We have Samuro on the other side, so this is going to be a good one. Starting map into the match between the Raiders and the Akatsuki. Let's go. Well, game number 1, let's go. On the left, Ultralisk with Sergeant Hammer. We get a Muradin, played by Masquerade. Skok on Sylvanas, Banana Age on Malfurion. We have Copenhagen on Dehaka. And to the right side of the map, the Raiders. With Sven on Samuro, Nano on Junkrat, Hunter with Stukov, Zero on Maiev. And Johan playing Garrosh. So, let's go. Who takes the lead? is the red team. Is the confidence justified? Are they now coming in and they're just showing the Akatsuki the door? Or how is this going to play out? They got to deal with Sergeant Hammer. They got a couple of good heroes. They can definitely threaten her. Particularly, of course, Junkrat with some of the positioning plays that he can play around with his mines. Then we also have on top of that Stukov. Could see a nice tether from IF. And in the late game, Samuro could be the one to put the red team over the top. But now, he actually gets chased pretty heavily. It dodges out on the Stormbolt. Nice. It's still too much. There are too many heroes here. Oh, no way. The big escape of 2023. What? What a boss. Dodging out on... yeah, spray game not on point. Pleb spray, so that's 1 point that I have to subtract here, unfortunately. But this was still exceptionally well done. So he dodged everything they threw at him. Was able to dodge the Stormbolt, the Root, and then Garrosh was there to the rescue. Incredible escape. Awesome. Love it. And a bit upsetting, I guess, for the blue team, because they were hoping to open this one up with the bang, and they just got shut down. That must feel even a bit better than getting some kills in here. Now, either way, as it stands, what we get is, of course, the attack over on the pumpkins. So each team walks away with their own pumpkin camp. Nobody has really gone for an invade. Nobody has tried to go for anything totally crazy. We have a bit of a move for Nano down at the bottom of the map, which might be successful. And yep, indeed, there it is. Junkrat gets his ass moonfired, and that is the end of him. So, first blood for the Akatsuki. Nicely done. Yeah, great job. So they are looking solid here, at least with the first kill. Can they capitalize on that? Can they maybe escort the pumpkins now in and pull a little bit further ahead with this? Put Sergeant Hammer into a decent position for that? Doesn't seem like it yet. Once level 7 is in, Hammer is going to be a lot more annoying for them, and that might have resulted in some structures taken down there, maybe even some of the towers falling. But for now, they're still handling it fairly well. We get the siege tactics on level 4. In addition to that, what we got is Sledgehammer. And for, well, for Samuro, one with the wind after the Way of the Wind. And up at the top, Samuro has already tried to dodge out on all of this. Is in trouble for just a moment after the Storm gets followed up by the Haka with another tongue. But still safe so far. Still fine. So Masquerade is slowly starting to come in again. Already jumping back out here. And damn, that is Murden gone. So kill for a kill. The Raiders came in with a lot of confidence and they're trying to showcase that here. Gives Ultralisk a bit more time at the bottom of the map to take some of these towers down, so there's that. And over on the left side, we get Banana Age now trying to channel and getting interrupted. Yeah, they're aiming even... I mean, they're not gonna get 3, but as long as they are delaying them as much as they can, they might have a chance to go for that third altar just a bit faster. Ultralisk, already, okay, sayonara boys, I'm out of here. Not interested. Thank you very much. So, trying to get out with this one and get zoned away, which means that the red team is indeed able to pick up the second altar and relieve the blue team's core of another 4 points. Now, down at the bottom of the map, still with level 7 talents, now finally hitting, Ultralisk can rely on mobility with hover siege mode. We also got Skullcracker for Masquerade, who gets tethered and thrown from one side to another, so the dwarf having some trouble playing the video game at this point. It's one CC tool after the next that is making things extremely annoying for him, but he got the cooldown back in time, so he can jump out. Samuro is still dealing with the Haka here, and Copenhagen is doing exactly what he's been doing all day long. He hits one tong after another. The man always hits the spot. I mean, let me tell you, there's a lot of people out there that are not that precise, and every player on his team is happy about it. So is his girlfriend. So, the camp gets attacked. But I guess they're taking it. They actually are able to claim it. Sylvanas with a quick wave, not jumping on it, of course. That would be a bit of a Sudoku move that she's trying to avoid here. But good on the red team that they were able to get themselves some pumpkins. I like it. Yeah, job well done. So, with that, we have all the way up at the top. Still a bit of a dominant position by him. Yeah, Dehaka still, of course, going to try and sniff out the real one. and do some damage here. If he can really kill him eventually, that's a whole different question. And I'm also interested to see what Samuro can do as the late game approaches, because those structures are definitely going to be on the list and will be hit sooner rather than later. Copenhagen, yeah, still making them guess, but they're isolated thanks to him. Garrosh completely. And then he comes. Look at this. This man cannot be stopped. This man can just simply not be stopped. First, he zoned the entire team away from Garrosh. He died. Garrosh died. And then he just turns around and is like, ooh, Junkrat, juicy. Comes in and takes him down. I mean, crazy. The Akatsuki coming in, swinging with level 10 early on, and it's looking just glorious. Particularly the plays that we're seeing time and time again from Copenhagen on the Haka are just nuts. He is beasting it. If it was the first game that he did that, you know, I would be like, oh my god, he has a good game. But no, he's been doing this all day, every day. And yesterday too. Was he here yesterday? I think so. We had a couple of subs we played with. He did it for sure today. He did it definitely today. But yeah, full control now on those bell towers. So we have the fifth one taken over at the bottom of the map by the Akatsuki. And they have now the red team score down to 31 points. So there we go. And well, with that, another hit. I mean, the man can't miss. The man cannot miss. If you ever see Ultralist Copenhagen miss a tongue, he just does it to make the rest of us feel more human. Or better, because, you know, like, we get the impression for just a second that he's human, which he technically probably isn't. I mean, right now he's a dinosaur. Alright, BFG is in. But yeah, it's pretty much a pity miss, just because he, I mean, he wants to hide that he's actually an AI-controlled bot that is pretty much perfect, at least when it comes to skill shotting. So, yeah, Copenhagen at the top, still struggling against Sven, though. I mean, he's been all over the map, and Sven has very much focused on the side lane push. So that one's happening, of course, as well. And by now, we have the top fort, or the top bell tower, a bit low, but they still haven't been able to retake the one at the bottom of the map. And now Sergeant Hammer is in position to take the channel on. If there's interrupts, I'm not sure. They're trying to really zone them away from that position. Yeah, there's nobody that can even get close. They zoned them away fully. Nobody can even get close to that. By the way, another Tong was hit by the Haka at the top. I'm not quite sure if you saw that on the minimap. Even when he's not on camera, he is insane. So yeah, 4 kills to 1, and we are nearly getting to 13. Come on, give me that talent. Mind control for Sylvanas. Just as a side note, who's currently looking for additional pumpkin camps. So yeah, getting this one as well. We get Remorseless and the Haka with a Ferocious Stalker, as he's going up against Samuro again. And well, since my F is moving in, Copenhagen actually decides to move away from this one. But down to the bottom of the map, they're still holding onto the bell tower. That's the most important thing. You want to have full bot lane control. You want to make sure that you can also damage the opponent's core with pumpkins, and this is exactly where they're at right now. So they're doing the best they can. We have Sylvanas taking another wave down in the middle. There's a lot of pressure right now on the Raiders. Now there's level 13 talents in the hands of the blue team too, so the Raiders are getting a bit more cautious here and are trying to just slow this one down as best they can until they have their own talent. But it means that they have to sacrifice a few more points on the core as the pumpkins travel in. Now we're down to 23 points against 32. This is a comeback map, and it always has been. Even when you are down to 1 or 2 points in the core, you can turn it around. Just have to win a team fight properly. But they need a win. And I guess converting the bell tower at the top left over counts as a win already. So now it's a 4 versus 4 bell tower situation. But when we are judging which lane is the most important, then the bot lane wins this one every single time. So having top lane control is nice, but it's not going to be enough. But again, a step into the right direction. They're trying to punish the Haka. This is how you defeat Copenhagen. You gank with 5. This is the only way. So yeah, they're taking the Haka down. They realized that one man would not be enough, and they asked a simple question in voice. They were like, how many do we need? All of them. Yep, Riptire and goodbye Sylvanas. The Raiders. Okay, it is time to party. Somebody is getting a bit eager to win some fights here and gain some momentum themselves. Good from them. That's already 4 shots fired, and spoiler alert, they're going to get another 4 because they're going to channel the altar on the right side. So they're nearly drawing even now with the Akatsuki, and there's where all that confidence comes in again. Yeah, well done. Seems like the Raiders are getting a bit more aggressive in this game, and they're pulling ahead in experience. They've taken the lead, actually. When it comes to damage, Junkrat is at 24,000. And talking about Junkrat, nice move made by him. Tether against Muradin, Masquerade with a Storm Bolt, and can he get out? And I guess the answer is maybe? Wow. Without Malfurion helping out, that would have been the end of him. Or if he moved a bit farther down, then he would have moved right into the hands of Samuro, and Sven would have been very, very happy to oblige right there and take him down. Now, at the bottom of the map, they even retook their own bell tower, so that means that now the situation has flipped a bit. We have the Raiders with a 5-3 bell tower situation, and also we have them with level 16 talents any moment. Maybe not in time for the fight though, so they're backing off, and just as they have to give up these pumpkins, they are hitting 16 and the talent that comes with it. So here's the advantage right there for them. Once again, a lead that they could now use to just extend this a bit further by forcing a fight here. But the blue team catches up quickly. Very quickly, and is now already on 16 talents. That gives us Indomitable, great talent of course for them. Sorry, not Indomitable, Will of the Forsaken, same shit, different icon. And Giant Killer here too. It's a little bit different. Same use case. But yeah, with that we get also the Elongated Tongue. And talking about the Long Tongue Copenhagen Dehaka is topside and trying to take the bell tower back. Might have to join that fight down here. So far he hasn't made a move, and that's why they're losing. Sylvanas is gone, but the counter kill, okay, with Maiev eliminated, that's at least a fair trade. It's a 5 versus 4 and you're trading heroes? Yeah, that's a win in my book. Dehaka, after he nearly took the top bell tower, again, he's already shooting another 3 shots over. But if both of those now go to the red team, then they have them down to 14 points. Stukov falls at the bottom of the maps, though. So the red team is fighting back very aggressively here. Gotta love this tournament. This qualifier has been such a blast. Every single game, even the 2-0 ones, seem like it's on every map just a continuous back and forth, with teams always being able to muster another comeback, another defense, another big attack, and potentially turning the game around. So now with 6 kills to 4, the Akatsuki are pushing down at the bottom of the map, hoping to get the bell tower. Dehaka is doing the same thing at the top. It's continuously the attempt to just force them back here. Samuro has abandoned this a bit, but ooh, even in the middle of the map, damn, that's actually a problem. Alright, comes in with his Blade Storm, and the bell tower is barely safe. But at this pace, the blue team is going to walk away with multiple that they're going to claim. Especially now that Maiev and Garrosh are both dead. So not only do they get a double kill here, but Dehaka has now taken the top bell tower, and they're going to lose another 2. They're going to lose the one at the bottom of the map, and they're going to lose the one in the middle. That is bad news for the Raiders. They looked great for such a long time now, as they were controlling more bell towers and also were doing much, much better in those fights. But now they're losing more ground by the second, and the next altar phase is gonna spawn 2 in the middle and the bottom of the map. So if they control all of these, there's potentially 12 points that they can remove. Wow, you might be looking at, I mean, maybe not just, maybe not quite a decision on the game yet, but this could still be a big problem for them here. Especially if some of the pumpkins make it through, because then a boss can end the game. Yeah, there's a... Oh boy, yeah, now they're in real trouble. 14 points, and if they get both the altars, that's 12 removed, meaning the boss can end the game. Now the Raiders are in trouble, unless of course they're getting a few kills, and holy hell, they pull it off. They get Sylvanas, despite the level 20 on the other side. Despite the level 20, that is looking once again like they might just barely avoid disaster here. 8 kills to 5. Oh, Samuro! Oh, and he gets out. Oh, clutch. Very clutch. So yeah, it doesn't change the fact that they're getting the shots fired. First 6 are in, single digits on the core. And now with Ultralisk at the bottom of the map repeating the same thing, we are gonna have the red team with only 2 points left on the core. A pumpkin camp, a boss, an altar, anything that's taken from here on out would end the game in favor of the Akatsuki. And that is what they're looking for now. So, yeah, it's getting crazy. That is a huge effort that the Raiders need to pull off now. I mean, it's not an impossible one, but just look how much they gotta do. They gotta close the gap to 20 and get their own Storm Talons. They gotta take down 2 of these bell towers first. I mean, more than that, honestly. Removing the boss from the map is just another step that they have to do eventually, but this is just so tricky. I honestly don't know how exactly they're supposed to pull this one off. They are with the back to the wall already. They're in real trouble. They need a big team fight victory. They pretty much need to go for an entire wipe if they want to have an opportunity here. Right now, it's not that bad yet because there's no pumpkin cams up, there's no altar up, there's only the boss, and with vision of all of the blue team's heroes, they know that nobody's going for it. At least they retake in the mid lane. But now that the pumpkins are up in another 5 seconds, they gotta do something about it. They can give the camp up, but they cannot let any of them through. Here's level 20 for both teams now. That gives us also the Wind Strider. So, cooldown reduction coming in, and now they're ready to fight. This is the big one of the big ones. And Johan, he's alive! It's like Schrödinger's Garrosh. He's alive and dead at the same time. That's how low his hit points were there. So, they get the camp, and, well, they survive through all of it. But they cannot get a kill. Instead, mind control. And Nano dies. Nano is down, falls victim to the mind control. Oh boy, and now Samuro is dead as well. Yep, there's the channel happening. They gotta throw everything they have against it. This is the last stand. They're trying the best they can. They're trying to somehow make the impossible happen. But with now Stukov falling and Maiev getting dropped, this is the end. 5-man team wipe as the Akatsuki win the first game in the best of 3 series here in the losers bracket of the second qualifier for Meta Madness. GG. Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV. Battlefield of Eternity, map number 2, the Akatsuki with the match point. Nice back and forth. I mean, towards the end there was a bit of a stranglehold there for sure, and the blue team was just a bit stronger. Now, keep in mind that the 10 heroes that were played on the first map are not allowed to be picked again, and we have, of course, down here the pre-bans for the entire tournament. So, we'll see what the Raiders have up their sleeves now that we're heading into the second map of the series, into Battlefield of Eternity. And let's see what they're gonna do here. But yeah, let's go. Battlefield. We had that map a lot today. Medivh gets banned. It's kind of weird to me that they are afraid of Medivh right now. I mean, Maiev is off the board, so usually teams are more worried about her. But since they themselves picked her, unsuccessfully on the other hand, well, there's that. But let's see what they can pull off. Blue team looked very, very strong, for sure. Once that they took control, was fantastic, and Copenhagen, he just excelled. His Dehaka games are crazy, absolutely crazy. I'm personally a bit curious what he's gonna play right now, but whenever he gets Dehaka, it just looks like, I mean, I don't want to say it looks like game, but the impact that he has on the games where he gets Dehaka cannot be overstated. He is just incredible on that hero. It's nuts. And again, we're talking only about like his one-on-one capabilities and also about his ability to just come into a fight and then drop that tongue. It's not even talking about everything else that he provides in these battles. But of course, Dehaka is now out, so he has to go for something else. Chromie gets banned against Nano. And since we are on Battlefield, let me think about what we could get as damage. Greymane is still up for damage. We could of course get Jimmy with Exterminator, since Vala and Hanzo have been pre-banned as well. Lunara. Another one to possibly be taken here. And Liming, of course, yeah, she's a staple when it comes to Battlefield of Eternity in regards to damage. So another one that we might get. And indeed, Nano locks her in as his first choice here. Okay. So, with that, Ultralisk and his boys, what are we getting from them? We have the double pick coming in. I mean, one of the damage dealers should definitely be taken right now, at least if you're thinking about not necessarily going for team fights, but for immortal damage. Urel for Copenhagen, and then Masquerade with Tyrael. So they go for the full front line in their first rotation, which allows for a ban technically. So what the Raiders could now do is they could pick their second damage dealer, could ban one out, and try to limit the options of the Akatsuki a bit when it comes to immortal damage itself. So that's the chance that they have. And let's see if they take that. Let's see if they use that. Tracer and Chen. Pandemonium. And I got good news for you. I know you can't see it, but I can. And you can see it in the game. He went for proper skin. Warmaster Chen, black and white tint. Oh yeah. Sven, when he plays Chen, he rides into battle in style. So, yeah. Big thumbs up from my end. 0 on Tracer, trying to needle everybody down a bit so that Li Ming can get her resets. And yeah, let's see. There's Rhaegar banned out, so they're dealing with the supports a bit. They obviously have the next double pick, so they are gonna take theirs easily. And well, let's see what particularly the red team is now banning out, because that's honestly where I'm a bit curious. If you want to limit your opponent's impact on the immortal race, they could, with Tyrael for example, ban Greymane out. I mean, that would definitely be one of the heroes that I would be worried about a bit. A good Sanctification, if Masquerade goes for Sanctification, and then Greymane just ramping up the damage could be a problem, and they agree, they ban Greymane away from this. So yeah, I'm honestly just waiting. I think it's probably going to happen in qualifier number 3 at the latest, until we're seeing a bit more Illidan games. If Darkmog was on one of these teams, I guarantee you we would have seen Illidan already multiple times. But they get Cassia. Kind of forgot about her, to be honest. And we have Uther. So, Uther's in the house together with Tyrael. And he's always Ultralisk. He's like the X Factor. So, yep, he always is the one that picks last here. So, moment of truth. What are we getting for Johan? And which support are they playing in this second game? Again, it's match point. If the Raiders lose, they're out of the tournament. Now, they had a fantastic run in the first qualifier already. They already got into point range here on the second, so it's not a total loss or anything. But still, gotta be careful there. White main for Hunter Orc, and Jojo was still available, so they went for Johanna. That leaves us with Ultralisk as the final pick. And yeah, we need a bit more damage from him. It's always fun to watch, to wait for Ultra's choice. It's always like, okay, what do you have for us today? It's like unwrapping a present or something. And we get Thrall. Alright, it's time for the War Chief, everybody. Battlefield of Eternity, map number 2, the Akatsuki against the Raiders. Let's go. Akatsuki against Raiders. It's time for Battlefield. And we got the Trolling Thunder on level 1 for Thrall, played by Ultralisk. Banana Age on Uther, Copenhagen on Urel. We get Masquerade with Tyrael. And we got Skok on Cassia, level 1 with the charge strikes. As on the right side of the map, the Raiders are currently playing with Nano on Li Ming. Johan is playing Johanna, Sven on Chen, and Hunter Orc with White Mane. Zero, last but not least, playing Tracer. So, with the good old side tangents here, there is still a discussion going on whether you should watch any kind of series in the dubbed version or in the original with subtitles. And honestly, for a long time, as a German, I was pretty much on the fence there, because Germany, just generally speaking, not specifically animes, but generally speaking, when we talk about movies and stuff, they have relatively high-level dubs. Now, obviously, as you go from movies that show in the theater to series and then down to anime, the quality of a lot of these dubs is a bit decreased, but particularly when we talk about big blockbusters, the production level of the dubbed languages is pretty good. And there's some good voices there as well. But honestly, I can tell you just one thing. As a rule of thumb, if you are capable of speaking the original language, assuming probably that it's English, or at least you can understand English subtitles, or subtitles in your own language are available, always go for the original. Just the voices alone is crazy. I mean, I can give you one example. I watched Scrubs, for example, in German initially. And once that I switched to English, it was just absolutely atrocious to listen about a year later to the German voices when a friend had it on TV when I was visiting. It was just absolutely insane. So you can never really go for the voices. It is bonkers. It is absolutely bananas. There are very few exceptions where the dub version is either on the same level or better. But as a rule of thumb, always go original with subtitles if you don't understand the language. I mean, really, you'll thank me later. In the long run, it's always the better choice. There is one exception, by the way. One exception that has always confused me a bit. Pirates of the Caribbean is, to my personal opinion, in the original, a bit worse than it is in the German dub. Because the voice actor of oh my god. They take the camp! Fucking Urel gets everything! A double kill and she gets the camp! Are you shitting me? What just happened there? Urel got everything! Insane! I mean, Copenhagen, I already praised you over the moon after game number 1. Dude, give it a rest. You don't have to prove yourself anymore. It's fine. You know why Copenhagen is pausing the game right now? You know why? Because he has to pat himself on the shoulder a little bit. He's dancing in front of the PC. He just like jump up the chair. He's like, ooh, ooh, I'm the best. Ooh, ooh, I'm the best. He's just like sitting there. What a crazy kid. Holy hell. But yeah, the only movie, honestly, where it's a little bit different is Pirates of the Caribbean. The voice actor of the German voice actor for Johnny Depp is so damn good. He plays with his voice and with the tone of his voice much more than Johnny Depp does in the original. I watched the initial Pirates of the Caribbean, I think like 3 or 4 times, again, like a long time ago. But I watched it in German initially in the theater, and I absolutely loved it. I watched it several times, and I bought the DVD, and I couldn't wait to watch it in English. And while generally as a movie, I believe it was better in the original, of course, the voice actor of Johnny Depp did a better job than Johnny Depp himself, like displaying Jack Sparrow, which was extremely surprising to me. I couldn't believe it. I was totally floored because I was waiting for some of these iconic lines that I already heard in the dubbed version in the original, and I was massively disappointed there. But I think this is an absolute outlier, so normally this is not something that happens there. But yeah, it's pretty interesting actually to talk about like the subtitles, dubs and everything. But it also really helps, let's say, if you want to learn a language, to just, even if you just listen to the original and then you read subtitles either in the original language if you want to learn it, or if you do it in your own language, it really helps picking up a language as well. It's one of the reasons, in my opinion, why so many of the Nordic countries are exceptionally good when it comes to just speaking or at least understanding English, because they usually have everything with subtitles in the movies and they're not relying on dubs as much as, let's say, Germany, France, and a couple of other countries. So, yeah. Not quite sure what exactly is going on. I mean, that party dance of Copenhagen is taking a fairly long time here. And apparently, okay, now he's done. I am not going to blame the guy. He deserves that little celebration. He already excelled on the Haka, and now he got a double kill and he stole the camp at the top. I am not going to sit here and criticize him. Dude, if you want to take another minute and just party, get yourself a drink, I don't know, celebratory beer or whatever it is, then yeah, be my guest. I mean, you totally deserve it. Guys, I'm going to show you the play again. I'm going to show you the play again because it's just so insane. Like, check this out. At this point, do you even attack Urel? You're probably just going to sit there, and whenever Urel is anywhere, you're just going to be like, alright, you do you, you do you. We're not really interested in dealing with you anymore. You're just going to murder us. So, yeah. Insanely well done. 3 kills to 1. First objective is up, and damn. Not only do we have the bot lane being threatened by the camp, but also the halftime show is about to hit for them. They barely missed out on locking it in right away, but this has to be dealt with, and quickly at that. Whereas the blue team rotated very fast towards the top lane in order to grab this. So now it is, I guess, Tracer that moves down to the bottom of the map. Tracer and Liming have done some damage here. More than I expected, but they've also taken way too much damage on that fort. Can somebody please help Tracer? Team? Alright, they are nearly losing that fort. That is crazy. Yeah, they are taking way too much damage down there. And that is all happening while they're also losing the objective. Oh boy, oh boy. Yeah, that is rough now. I mean, this is gone whenever they rotate over. Zero did what he could, but now they can push at the top for another fort. Urel is already down at the bottom of the map. If Chen is the only one that she has to contest with, she might even end it now. Ultralisk, by the way, is on 5 stacks for his level 4. I mean, check this out. Frostwolf pack, he needs 1 more connect and then he's done with the quest. So he's gonna play this very safe, I'd assume. Yeah, has to wait this one out. And, well, didn't get it yet. There were 3 heroes lined up, but he got condemned, so he couldn't quite go for it. Ancestral Wrath now on level 7. And there it is, the completed quest for Ultralisk. Nicely done. He hits the last wolf. And that, of course, is glorious now for cooldown reduction, for mana management. Great synergy with the potential Alpha Wolf on level 16. And they're taking the fort at the top lane down with ease. What a start into the second map for the Akatsuki. Yeah, they are on a spree right now. And again, the winner of this moves on to the loser bracket final. Another best of 3 series before we're hitting the grand finals. The loser is out of the tournament and takes 4th place. Still pretty respectable. Get, of course, a fair amount of points for that too. But teams are obviously hoping for a bit more than that. And yeah, we'll see if they can pull that one off. Right now, it's another camp at the bottom of the map that they're trying to aim for. So the goal is to get more mercenary camps and see if they can maybe push them to destroy the bottom fort as well. Then they have catapults on both lanes. That would be the dream right now. Time will tell if they can actually pull that one off. Not quite yet. But the camp has actually been taken by the raiders. So yeah, don't have to go all out on this one now. They already have a tiny lead. Not in experience, by the way. So the top fort is gone. Bottom fort will be destroyed soon, TM. But in experience, they are still dead even. Oh, that could be another kill against Tracer. 0. Jojo providing cover for a long time. But thanks to Ultralisk and another Wolf Connect, they get Tracer and take her down. Well done. Really, really well done. So, as it stands, let's take a look at the experience distribution. It is the minion experience where the Raiders are currently excelling and making up a lot of the ground that they're losing in passive experience and hero experience. But with more poke, they could now take down that fort at the bot lane. And honestly should. I mean, it is so damn close. You want to take this apart as fast as you can. Immortals are also now popping up. Fort is destroyed. Catapults are gonna be incoming soon. And now that they can go for the Immortal, this would also be an attack towards keeps if they can get another one. And since they are closing in on experience, it means level 10, they will have it quickly. They're looking strong here. But it's not impossible for the Raiders to bring this back. All that you need now is to win the objective, and then you might be able to take a fort or 2 down yourself. So that would be the obvious next step, and they're gonna try their best here. Kek is in. We have Sundering, no Earthquake, no massive surprises or anything. Halftime show victory for the blue team. 2,000 hit point difference, so it's not too crazy. And we get the Divine Reckoning now for Whitemane. So, they already tried for a quick kill against Masquerade and can't get it. Everybody's focusing on the red team's Immortal. The hits keep coming though, so that's a big of a problem. Banana H gets attacked and he might actually have a huge problem on his hand, but the Divine Shield was still there, so he gets the ult out, safe for now. But the blue team has taken tons and tons of damage and has to retreat now, while Chen is chasing. More hits coming, but they have a chance to go for the Immortal and maybe even get the objective as the blue team is falling back to their fountain to tap that one quickly. Do their thing there. So the pressure is still mounting up and the red team has now taken over on the objective. So they're starting to take the lead here. Liming realizes she has to help the team out or they're going to be in real trouble, and they're making another move for it. Tracer is the only one that is still on the objective, so they are apparently giving up on the Immortal, but they are also losing the winning the team fight. So they give up on the Immortal. Tracer is going to get it. They're reducing the shield as much as they can, which is a fair amount. But they still didn't get it there. So they double check the vents, hoping to make sure that Tracer is still getting caught, but she is hearthing out and is able to escape. Now, 5 kills to 1 tells you the story. Team fights are not going well for the Raiders. They get the objective, so they prevented the worst from happening. Another pause happening too, this time on the red team. So not sure if they dropped anybody. Don't really think so. Sven is still fine on Chen as well. I gotta admit that the mount that he rides also with the skin and the tint is working nicely. I mean, usually a money pick fan, but I think what he's doing there is absolutely working. So good on Sven. Now, the red team, they need to see what they can do with this push. Their problem is still that they are trailing in team fights. They are not getting kills. And for now, it's not that big of a problem, also because they are able to get not only the Immortal, but they are also on even experience with the other team. So there's still a good chance for them to turn the game around at some point. But if this persists and they are not able to get more kills together, then as the game continues, they're going to run into some real troubles. With increased death timers, they would struggle to get additional objectives. And let's, again, not forget, they are way behind in structures. That's first of all a bit of a problem when you're talking the passive experience increase. There's already a 2,000 experience point gap between the two teams because of that, as you can see. Now, they're making up for it with the minion experience that they're grabbing there all the time. But if they wouldn't be that diligent on the lanes, they would be in big trouble already. So in order to close that gap and also pull ahead, they need to take some forts down. You can't just sit here the entire time trailing behind in structures. It's, first of all, passive experience that's a problem, and then all of those catapults as the game continues are also going to be problematic. I mean, there's 2 already at the bottom of the map, which pretty much means that Chen is now forced to stay at the bot lane. So he's pinned down here, while the team would love to push at the top. And, well, that just means the defense is going to be so much earlier now for their opponent. So the blue team shouldn't really struggle too much defending this. They're still going to lose the wall, but yeah, probably not much more than that. So 5 kills to 1. And, well, Uther, hello, my friends. Okay, he had to be a bit careful there. He dropped very low, but yeah, the shield's gone. The Immortal is about to be gone. They didn't get a whole lot. It was a 5-man defense at the top. Chen at the bottom of the map was just defending. Now, the good news is that thanks to that, they have, even if only temporarily, taken the lead in experience. This, then again, could become an issue. Nano, run, baby, run. Okay, they gotta kick it up and get away. Sundering hits, and Ultralis cuts the path of retreat off with another wolf, and they get Liming after all. Well done. Well done. So, they're back in experience, range, 6 kills to 1, and yeah, keep harping on that. Eventually, the red team needs to get a few more kills or they're going to be in trouble. It's another 10 seconds until Liming is back. That allows for some added hits onto the wall, so they can also take that gate down and gain a bit more vision. They already have removed the side lane, so they can follow up on any kind of stun. But yeah, this is quite nice. Masquerade trying to half back and gets interrupted. Spray game is on point though. Yeah, always good for some friendly sprays there. Now we have 33,000 damage for Liming. She's top damage in the game. 39,000 for Cassia. Sorry, top damage on the team. Cassia is the one that has top damage in the game. It's a choke point problem. 7 seconds until Thrall has Sundering. If he gets Sundering in this fight, this could be a big issue. A good Sundering here is going to stun the entire team out. And yep, there it is. Oh, God. Can you imagine a Jaina Ring of Frost following up on that? That would have been insane. Yeah, no Jaina in this game, though. But still, 6 kills to 1, and the next objective is spawning in a few seconds. Now, we are 11 minutes into the game, which means catapults are now starting to slowly hit harder. So, since they have a camp at the bottom and catapult soon coming too, it means bot lane has to be defended soonish by the Raiders or they're going to lose their keep wall. And this halftime show pressure play is going, again, well for the Akatsuki. They get the victory here. Now they can focus on their own shaman camp, which is something that we're likely also going to see from the red team. Or so I thought, but they are actually just going for defense. So they have a camp pushing at the bottom of the map already. Another one is not taken. They actually abandon it since they see that the red team is going for the Immortal. And hello, Liming, careful. Nano, and he's dead. Nano is dead, White Mane is dead. Even with Chen attempting to create some space for them, the two were dropped super quickly. Now they go for Jojo. The bot lane pressure still continues thanks to the camps. Now they got Sundering in. Tracer is again in trouble, and with trouble I mean she's dead. So she's gone. They go for Jojo. They kill Jonna as well. And now they're trying Shen. Another stun, another hit. Guys, 5-man team wipe. The entire team gone. They drop everybody. And they don't even have to go for the Immortal right away. The catapult is griefing as usual. It's not even making its way over to the keep. But with only Li Ming and Whitemane back, they can now start to do added damage here. But the death timers are still low. Death timers still low, 11 kills to 1. But they are, of course, without problems able to take down the keep here. Shen isn't back yet, and they just retreat. That 4-man pushing for it. Tracer, yeah, she gets stunned out. They can always retreat with the help of Tyrael. And while all of this was happening, Ultralis just continue to do damage at the Immortal. So they're going to get this one for sure. As long as they don't lose him. Blessed Shield has been used here. They really want Ultralis. Quick Divine Shield prevents that from happening. Now they can make the push happen. Now, let's not forget that level 16 is also very close. That's exactly why the red team is so desperate to fight right now, because they know that 116 is... You don't want to face off against such a strong Immortal and level 16 talents in your opponent's hand. But there they are, as predicted, Alpha Wolf for synergy. There's another Wolf Connect, and it is Whitemane that dies once again. And they are chasing. They're chasing, and they're chasing hard. They go for Chen, they go for Tracer. Tracer is dropped. They can't get a kill here. Chen is falling, so is Jojo. And I guess after they are all now dying, so will the hopes and dreams of the Raiders to make it into the next round of the tournament here. They're losing too much too quickly. Apparently a bit of a disagreement what they should go for. Skork is trying to escort catapults towards the core. Yeah, they're moving with the rest of the team down to the bottom, but Whitemane is already back. Whitemane is already back, so they're trying to pop the core down, which means nobody can defend against the Immortal, who is definitely going to destroy the keep. So the keep is going to be destroyed 100%. But if they remove the shield here and let the catapults do some work, they can also chunk the core down, which is exactly what's happening here. Core is already at 82%, and once that the Immortal is moving in, if the shield hasn't built up by then, they might lose the game here. Nice Sanctification by Masquerade. Creating some space, but look at the core, 67%. And let's not forget, Tyrael Explosion takes another 5% off. Li Ming is gone, another one destroyed. The Immortal says hello, and that is game. A 2-0 victory for the Akatsuki, ladies and gentlemen, as they take the Raiders out and kick them out of the tournament. The blue team moves on to the next round. Qualifier number 2 for Meta Madness. GG. Well done.
Thank you everybody for watching the video today. I hope that you enjoyed the show and the commentary. And keep in mind that the spoiler protection that is going to run for the rest of the video is made possible by all the support on patreon.com. So guys, if you want to support my work, if you want to help me start new projects and keep the spoiler protection in place, please consider heading over to patreon.com/Khaldor. There's also a link in the YouTube description, and check that out. Thanks in advance, and see you guys next time with more esports coverage here on Khaldor TV. Have a great day.